So a big thank you to everyone who liked, commented, and shared on the piece last week covering Leinster's breakdown work. This week, after the amazing Interpro game at the weekend, I felt it was only right to cover Munster again. Hopefully, Connacht will provide us with something to cover in their Interpro against Munster this week, and we'll have covered all four provinces with the opening five games of the URC season. But we're going to have a look at Munster again, their double, triple, and quadruple efforts that they put together in the Leinster game, both in attack and defence. So starting off in defence here, scrum for Leinster, they get a penalty advantage, which happened a few times in the game, but they didn't particularly use to their advantage. But Tom Farrell and Dan Kelly staying connected. We saw how effective their partnership was throughout the game. But in this instance, we see Tom being patient, waiting until that ball goes out the back, and then he accelerates, makes the tackle straight back up onto his feet, and makes another tackle on Gibson Park. Again, another defensive clip. This time we're going to focus on Gleeson, who he only played for 25 minutes, but it was a very impactful 25 minutes, and we can see that here with the tackle on Tyg Furlong. He comes in as the assist, driving him back, and then he's encouraged back up to his feet by his teammates. And then one phase later, you can see him coming in here on Josh van der Fleer as the assist tackler, driving him back. That makes a big difference for Leinster. They want to kick on the front foot. And even though those 2 or 3 meters that he drives them back, it just makes it quite a stagnant ruck. And that puts Gibson Park under pressure. He kicks long to Crowley. We're going to have a look at Crowley and double and triple efforts in attack in this instance. So he catches the ball, bit of space, which is what you want in the backfield, beats low with a right foot step, and then takes on Henshaw with another right foot step, keeps the ball alive. You can see there straight away he wants to get back into the play, calls the ball out the back from Wycherley. He scanned the space. The pass doesn't go to hand, but he knows it's there, gets it there with a bounce pass. Small bit fortuitous, but he was really imposing himself on the game, calling himself on the ball at every opportunity. That's the third time he's touched it now in 3 phases. And then he gets in again for the 4th phase. Trying to assess his options, he decides late to go for the crossfield kick. Just runs out of workspace. But it was a really exciting passage of play from Crowley. And then after conceding a try, it's really important you get yourself, or scoring a try, you keep yourself in the game. This tackle here from Gleeson, it was tackle of the game for me. Osborne going full tilt back into the middle of the field. Gleeson, textbook, drops his height, really good wrap with the arms and drives his legs. Now his teammates manage the next phase, and often after a big hit like that, you can be a bit disorientated getting back up. Misses the initial tackle, but stays in the fight, gets the intercept, and then works hard to this wide breakdown to secure that ruck ball for Munster. It was a really, really impressive 25 minutes from him. Same again here. Munster have scored again to take the lead 14-7. And it's Ethan Coughlin with the box kick. He had a brilliant game at the weekend. And we're going to focus on Nankerville's double effort here. So he's going to chase the box kick and make the tackle on Osborne. But he's not only happy to make the tackle, he wants to get up and compete at that breakdown. And no better teammate to help him out than Tyg Byrne. So good initial impact, and then he's on the ball supported by Tyg Byrne. And that's exactly what you want to do after scoring a try. Put the team back under pressure again. Another defensive effort. This time it's Crowley. We're going to look at and see how he leads the line. So he's leading the line, and he's got off the line really hard. Past where the line out was taken from on the halfway line. The impact is just before the 10-meter line. Stops Deegan dead. And then he's back to his feet quickly, assessing any threats around the breakdown where Leinster often go. And then again, you can see his head on a swivel, scanning. And then it's Osborne steps back inside. He drops his height really well and then moves out of the way to ensure he doesn't give away a penalty. For the second half, the first 15, 20 minutes, Leinster were putting Munster under significant pressure, but Munster just hung in there and found a way. Ethan Coughlin with a great tackle there. We're going to have a look at Jack O'Donoghue's work. He was, throughout the game, he was either tackling, poaching, counter-rucking, and he's just staying alive outside Tyg Byrne here, ensuring that Leinster don't find a way through the Munster defence. Tyg Byrne puts the pressure on Robbie Henshaw. That forces Leinster to play the ball and then it's O'Donoghue's workaround. He decides not to go for it there, but he's communicating with his teammates. He swims off Gibson Park, makes a good tackle, counter-rucking to ensure that Leinster are clearing him out from that breakdown. And then again, you see him behind the ruck there. He's organising players, telling them where to go. Should he hold? Should he fold? Good decision. And then he comes in with the poach, and that forces Leinster to go back and use their penalty advantage. So there were so many positives, and I think it was epitomised by this 3-minute passage of play on the 58th minute. Munster made 48 tackles, so both main tackler and assist tackler in this 3-minute passage of play. It's the best defence I've seen from Munster in at least 5 years. You had their loose head made 5 tackles in Lockman. Tight head John Ryan led the charge with 7 tackles. The centre partnership made 9 tackles. The halfback partnership made 5 tackles. And there we see Kelly and Farrell making a double hit. But we covered last week how Leinster were putting 2 in the tackle. Munster were very similar this week. One player going low, one player going high. And then they competed at the breakdown really aggressively, ensuring that Leinster weren't getting clean, quick ruck ball. O'Donoghue again there having a sniff around. Gibson Park's trying to weigh up the options. Tadhg slowing up the tackle, placing the ball back. And it was just relentless pressure that Leinster were applying on Munster, but Munster were applying it back onto Leinster. And as McMillan said, they wanted to be the hunter, not to be hunted. And you see here, there's 7 Munster players in that small area scrambling across, ensuring that if their teammate does make a tackle, that they'll be able to stop him dead. Klein puts in another poach threat there. Great tackle from Lockman. As I said, he made 5 tackles in this sequence of play. A good one-on-one duel here with Ringrose and Tom Farrell. Tom Farrell finding a way to get him down. And while it's really tiring defending like this, it's equally as tiring attacking. And you can see Leinster just running out of ideas. O'Donoghue comes in looking for the poach. He doesn't get it here. Good tackle low from Kelly, high from Lockman, stopping Leinster dead. And everyone was involved, 1 to 15. Patterson making tackles, Crowley again stepping up. And it was just, as I said, it felt like it was season defining. And when this play plays out, it felt like the final whistle when Leinster hadn't found a way to score. In fairness to Gavin Coombs, I thought the impact that he made when he came on, replacing Gleeson, he's made that tackle there. He's straight back up onto his feet, hunting around the breakdown. Can he get a poach threat? No, but he disrupts the ruck there. Double, triple effort in that counter ruck. And then Leinster try and move the ball to width, but Munster again applying pressure. And as we saw so many times throughout the game, it's that man Tadhg coming in, doesn't get the poach that time, but that certainly doesn't stop him coming back for more, straight back up onto his feet. And just as this ruck breaks up, he finds a way to get in on that ball. So it was double, triple, and 48 efforts in that final passage of play. So really impressive stuff from Munster. Definitely season defining in my opinion, and fully worthy of their bonus point win at the weekend.